What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. I was kind of put onto this video. I don't know what to expect, but they told me you need to go check out Kevin Gray's reaction from DLLS Sports for the DLLS MAVS podcast. So yeah, man, without further ado, we're about to run all over there and check out this hot take reaction from Kevin Gray. Enough of the fluff. Kevin Gray. I think I meant to say Kevin Gates. Oh, my bad, man. My bad. Let me put my seat pillow back on. I'm tripping, bro. Kevin Gray, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Gray. My apologies, Kevin Gray, if you ended up watching this. Let's go and get it started. So, again, they were live when all the news broke about this stupid secret meeting. And Kevin Gray had a moment. I put it a couple of minutes before we get to his spot. So let's go and check it out how the lead up gets there. You know what I'm saying?
And that relationship is, for many people, forever fractured. That trade wasn't in the best interest of the Dallas Mavericks. Since that trade, the Mavs are 13-20. They won fewer games than the Raptors and Blazers since making that trade. And it's also not true that defense is going to help you win a championship. You have to be top 10 in defense, not bottom 10 in defense, which the Mavs were.
Oh, man. I was expecting Kevin Gray to say something crazy. Bobby Corella, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I know Richard gives you a lot of crap, but that was pretty damn good right there.
After making that trade, they were the 24th best defense in the league, starting from February 2nd through the end of the regular season, and they allowed 58.4 points in the paint per game since making that trade, which is more than 3 points more than the 29th place team. So this is an embarrassing, disgraceful defense that was assembled. Now, granted, they were not very healthy for a lot of it. But they were bottom 10 in defense. They were bottom 10 on offense. You want to know what they were last year? They were top 10 in offense. They were top 10 in defense. And as Patrick Dumont would say, they were in the championship games.
That's right.
The Mavs are now in the play-in game as the 10 seed. They only made the play-in as the 10 seed, the last team allowed in the playoffs, because Phoenix could not get out of its own way. Otherwise, the Mavs' season would be over already, and NICO would have given his exit interview today. But instead, he's just creating another distraction. This is not good for the Mavs. This is just good for Nico Harrison.
No,
so there's no footage of him saying this. He doesn't have to answer questions about it ever again.
I can't imagine that he wanted to do this. I think that this was, I don't know whose brainstorm this was, but
not a good idea.
Yeah,
just flat out and not a good idea. There's two things before we take our first break here. Number one, the timing of this couldn't be more horrendous. You've got a team, as these gentlemen have mentioned, that are trying to win a play-in game tomorrow evening, and a season from hell where they're trying to salvage something of positivity going forward into next season. You've put that in jeopardy now because you've created a distraction, an unnecessary distraction for a team that has been trying to fight through all of them all season long since February 1st at 11:12 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's number one. Number two, the peak levels of gaslighting from this general manager getting shielded by his CEO, Rick Welts, being in the same room with him to field questions about a trade that Rick Welts was here for 30 seconds of is insanity to me. The idea that this GM would get out here and tell us that defense wins championships after the dude that you traded lit you up for 45 points on your floor while you was hiding in the damn tunnel is peak levels of gaslighting. I don't understand where he comes off thinking that today was the day after all of that happened that he could get out there incredibly talk to the media that was hand-selected to be able to answer the questions about a trade that no one, and I mean no one, is in favor of, and to think that you would get a pass about how this all went down. Get the hell out of here with all of this, because to me, this is a general manager who has no idea how to read a room, understand a situation, and understand what he has done to not just a team, but a franchise and a fan base that is fractured to pieces because of his decision to wake up and decide to make a trade that has gone completely awry for him and his franchise.
Yeah, the timing is so weird to me.
Kevin Gray. Kevin Gray, ladies and gentlemen. Let's clap it up one more time for her. One more time. That was great. That was great. Captured everything of how Mavs fans actually feel, and that's the sad part about it. Like, they'll continuously say that they know what the Mavs fans feel. They know what the Mavs fans are going through. Oh, do you really? Do you actually? Because I don't think they do. You know, it's sad, bro. It's sad. Like, it's just, I don't have like that pride anymore, but I do still feel the frustration that my city lost the generational talent. And that's how I look at it. I don't look at it from the Mavericks lost. My city, bro, Dallas, Texas, lost one of the greats. And we are forever. This is on the level of JFK in a sense. Like, it's a level of embarrassment, a stain on the city that we will never be able to get rid of. Like, when I drive through downtown Dallas, it feels different, bro. It feels dead. Like, something's missing. We don't have our guy no more, man.
Was not Nico Harrison's specific idea to do it, but I don't know why it's now. You know, it may have been Dumont. But we had heard this might happen weeks ago, even before the Luka game. I don't understand with, you know, him supposedly or the plan is, as far as I understand, that he's going to talk on camera here in a couple days. You know, I guess the idea is already talked about that. Let's move on. Let's focus on the summer ahead. You know, that's my best understanding of, you know, my best guess at why this may have happened now.
And let me just lob in one last thing before we go to break. Nothing is worse than the trade. The trade remains far and away 1 bazillion% the worst part of this. But today, because this was a media event, because we're all members of the media, this show is most likely going to take on the form of an inside baseball commentary on media matters, because obviously this is our terrain. But I just want to make clear that, like, we're just putting aside the nuts and bolts of the trade, which we've gone over for 2 months straight, and we will resume going over after today. But, like, today's focus is going to be this event because it happened and we have no choice but to dissect it.
One addendum to KG to what you said. There was one person in favor of the trade outside of Nico, and that's Rob Pelinka, who
I wonder why.
Instead of having secret meetings that can't be recorded or like talk too much about after the fact, like Nico is having, Rob Pelinka is just like driving around the streets of LA signing autographs. So there is quite a bit of difference between those two gentlemen's present. One is enjoying it and one is literally hiding in shadows.
I'll leave it at that, man. I'll leave it at that. Hiding in shadows, like the little coward that he is. The little coward that Nico Harrison is. That's crazy. I thought Kevin Gray did a great little rant right there. It was perfect. Captured everything that we feel. And, you know, I encourage Kevin Gray to continue doing that because it needs to be heard. On a big platform like that, it needs to be said. It needs to be heard. And, you know, unfortunately, like if people don't want to DLLS, they'll be fine because they have the Rangers, the Cowboys, and all that, and their channel's going to grow. But it hurts them as a channel to lose Luka. There's a lot of Mavs channels that got hurt due to losing Luka. There's channels that rebranded due to losing Luka. There's channels that lost members, that lost subscribers, that growth has slowed down because of losing Luka. Like, Luka was massive, not only for Mavs creators, for Mavs fans, for Mavericks, you know, just diehards, Mavs fan for life, for the city in general, for the economy around the American Airlines Center. Luka was massive for so many people in the city, not only the Mavericks organization. And they said, we don't want none of that. Goodbye. You know, like, it's horrible, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all liked what Kevin Gray said there. I loved it. I thought he did a great job. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Consider subscribing to the channel, becoming a member, and also leave that prestigious like, ladies and gentlemen. That means a lot to this channel as we're trying to grow. Anyway, man, it's been your boy TGK, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.